Yes, I have a daughter, one daughter. I to school her hair, goes and run her lashes, still has pretty cheeks. She's slim and slender, and her mouth is red.
What is happening right now?
Hi guys, welcome to Ankanasa, the beginner's toolbox to all things chama. My name is Anne and we are in season 2 of this series. So first of all, thank you so much for your engagement last season and for all your participation with our videos. So what we were doing last season was basically giving you an introduction to investment groups in Kenya, the different types, the various options that are out there for you. We also talked about procedures for opening chamas, registration, all these things that you would basically need to be able to open up a chama. So in case we were able to psych you up, you got that fire to open up a chama, what we'll be tackling this season is, now that you have your chama up and running, what are some of the things that to expect, reality versus expectation or vice versa. So yeah, stay tuned. We hope to give you a lovely season 2, and yeah, let's get to the video. In this first episode, an interesting topic that we'll be talking about is friends and business partners, expectation versus reality, because trust me, it's not always the same thing. So the first point we'll talk about is you've joined, because one thing we talked about chamas is that when you create or make up a chama, it's typically with people who you share interests with. So that would typically be your friends or some people who you have something in common with. So let's say you joined a chama created or joined a chama with your friends, and let's say you have a best friend in that chama, and you always expect that you'll have the same approach to things or the same ideas when it comes to investments and things like that. So when you come up with an idea, you're always sure that you'll have that one person, at least one person, who will support your ideas. But that's not always the case. When it comes to business, people are different. So you might be friends and truly good friends, but when it comes to businesses and business ideas, your approaches will be different. And you might feel betrayed, but don't take it personally, because you know what, it's friendship doesn't necessarily have to come into like your business investments and things like that. So yeah, don't take it to heart. It's normal, it happens. And yeah, having different ideas, having different opinions will only make your chama stronger and your investments all the more wiser. Okay, so now you have roles in your chama, and let's say your best friend has been elected as a chairlady. You and your best friend have a very interesting relationship. She's not, the most strict person. She's goofy, like just really goofy, and she's always late to things, always lets things slide. So for you, you're like, she's my best friend. So you know what? We can continue with this lax relationship that we always have. But now when she becomes the chair lady, things are different. Things are very, very different. You're late this one time and you're like, you know what, maybe she'll let it go, she'll forgive me or something. But she's the first one to call you out for being late. And that's a good thing, because you see, with leadership, you don't want to have laxity in your leadership because of friendship. Because trust me, that's the first way to ensure the doom of your chama. So your expectation is that she'll be, chilled out, relaxed, it will be good vibes every time. But in reality, she's strict, she's, she has a vision, and there's somewhere where she wants your chama to go to. So yeah, that's another shock you might get. But again, don't take it to heart. It's part of the process. So the other thing we should probably talk about is the fact that you have all these investment opportunities and investment ideas that you have as a chama. As we mentioned in season 1, it's always good to have a committee that's spearheading such ideas and initiatives. So for you, you automatically assume that since there are people you're very close with in the chama, it's best to get paired with them. So let's say you went through campus with them, you've known them for 5 years, you did your projects together. So the people you've worked with in the past before, and you're like, you know what, these are the best people to work with. So automatically when the chance presents itself, you get yourself paired in the same group to work on projects together. The reality is it doesn't always work out, and it's something we've actually seen in our own chama. So recently we wanted to purchase some land, so we told you we were trying a few things. So one of our ideas was buying a piece of land. So we had a group of about 4 or 5 people who've known each other the longest, actually, like they've had the most solid friendship for the longest period of time, and we were sure it would work out. They themselves were sure that it would work out, but unfortunately it didn't. And it's because people have different priorities in life. So maybe in campus or however you came to know each other, they were always available or always willing to help, or just invest so much of their time into something. But now that you have something else to do, it doesn't always pan out the way you thought it would. And the good thing about a chama is that you get the chance and opportunity to work with other people you've never worked with before, different ideas, different mindsets, different approaches to things. So yeah, don't always expect to work with the people you've known the longest. In reality, you might end up not working as well with people you've known in the past, and working even better with people you've known the shortest amount of time. So yes. So the other point that would be good to mention at this point is, as we said, when you're joining or forming a chama, there are those people who you'll be closer attached to than everybody else. So an example of my chama, we are 10 ladies, and we are not all, equally close. Like at the beginning, we are not all as equally close as we are now. So you'll automatically assume that, I came in with maybe 3 people. This will be my ride or dies throughout for as long as this chama exists. So maybe you might be a bit closed off to making new connections and, getting to know other people as closely as you know your small circle. So the reality of things is, as you grow as a chama, as you do work on projects together, as you brainstorm together, as you go through life together, because that's what a chama is all about, going through life together with financial literacy and financial independence, you end up making new connections with all these new people. And it's really nice, because personally for me, I think I've become so much closer to the rest of my chama members who we weren't as close with at the beginning. So it's really nice, because as much as you're benefiting on the financial side, you also get to benefit on the friendship aspect of it, and getting to know new people, making new connections, and all of those things. So yes, that's a good reality to be facing. So yeah. The other thing that would be worth mentioning is, you might think that chama members, especially those you're really close to, won't take things personally, but they just might. So as we said, our first point, what we said about our first point, trying to separate business and the personal, sometimes it's not so easy to do, because again, the thing that brought you together, first of all, is friendship. So let's say there's a chama member, one of your friends, who came up with a proposal. To you, it was a really bad idea. So when she brought it up for discussion, you were the first person to shoot it down, maybe even laugh at it and really just mock her efforts. After putting in so much effort, for you it's a really bad idea, you don't like it, and you're like, you know what, no, this is not happening, completely not happening, we are not using my money on this. So for you, saying it from a business point of view, but you forget that this is your friend. So rafiki yako anakukasirikia, unashtukia hata maybe ukimtext, she's like, those cold, we all know those cold messages that you can get, and you're like, mtu amenikasirikia kidogo. So yes, as much as we're saying you need to separate the business versus the personal, it's not always easy to do. So one piece of advice is, as much as you're discussing business ideas, always be kind about it, and always remember the character of the person, like the people you're interacting with, because again, it's not a Shark Tank. That's where you can be cold, heartless, dismissive, and all that. But if it's your friends, again, be nice. Even if you're rejecting an idea which to you is, a waste of money, be nice about it, because in reality, people will take it personally, and you don't want the chama to be the cause of, an ending friendship, because that's, that shouldn't to be happening. So yeah, be nice and just be very reasonable in how you discuss business ideas. On the flip side of things, let's say you're the one whose proposal has been rejected, and you're feeling hurt, you're angry at the world, you don't want to be friends with anybody anymore and all that. You might also want to consider that this is your friend and you have a way of interacting with each other. So maybe you constantly call each other silly, you're being stupid, like friends. I know I say that to my friends a lot, and it doesn't come from a bad place. But in this instance, you might be like, you know what, this was personal, she was calling me stupid and silly and all that. But it's not the case, because that's just the nature of a relationship. So if you really feel like it's something that's affecting you, imekutouch roho kabisa, unasikia vibaya kabisa, it's always good to speak up, because again, nobody knows what you're feeling. So if it's really affected you, you can always go up to the person and be like, yeah, I know this is business, I'm trying to be objective about it, but I didn't like how you went about it, maybe a certain way. So again, it's all about speaking up, being considerate, trying to be objective as much as possible, and again, just being kind in how you treat each other and your proposals and ideas and rejection. Don't do it too harshly, and yeah, your chama will be all the more stronger for it, and your friendship also at the end of the day. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thank you for staying tuned. If you made it to the end of this video, and we look forward to interacting with you more in this second season of our series. In case you have any questions, always feel free to leave them down in our comment section below. And as always, remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Want to think I have you, but I don't like to lie. So I lie here while you lie to her. Want to think you have me, 'cause you don't like to lose.